What's up and welcome to the Indie-Crediible podcast, season 2, episode 20, a weekly podcast. We get together and chat about the world of indie gaming. We go through all the indie games we've been playing, we go through the latest indie game news, and we cover our main topic. This week's main topic, a little bit more curveball, a little bit different, because there's not tons kind of going on in the world of indie gaming at the moment. We're going to talk about indie games we would like to see as movies. Indie games we want to see some director come out and go, oh, that's a cool idea, let's turn it into a movie. This idea came from the fact that I remembered that, or I saw again the other day, that Firewatch is getting a movie. I completely forgot that was even a thing. Yeah. Firewatch is getting a movie. Minecraft's getting a movie. Yeah. 4K, the big point on that. So that's what our topic is at the end. It's a bit of a silly topic at the end, but we'd love you to stick around and hear us chat about that. But more importantly, we'll go through, like I said, what we've been playing and the latest indie game news. As always, I haven't changed my name again. I'm still Lewis. You can find me at What's Up Woody. With me, as always, is Tom from @Shriek and Profit.
Hello.
Or if you want to find Dan anywhere, you can find him by typing in the Dice Bear on any platform going, and the Dice Bear just pops up.
Okay.
He's like one of those 80s horror movies. Once he's there, you never unsee him.
It does come with a sound build before it, but then there's a quick stab. And you're there, that's it.
Yeah.
That'll really wreck the mic.
Yeah, I was.
That's right.
It wrecked my ears.
I'll throw a limiter on it anyway, so that's fine. But yes, as always, you can get extra content if you really want to on Patreon, guys. Patreon.com/Indie-Crediible. You can get exclusive pre and post show content where, I'll be honest, there's no context to it. We chat about anything. Literally anything. So don't go there thinking, oh, I want to hear them talk about more indie games. That might be, maybe 5% of the time we talk about indie games. We talk about Steve.
We talk about Steve.
We talk about school. We talk about nonsense.
Everything.
Absolutely everything. So if you want $1 a month over on patreon.com/Indie-Crediible, links in the description. You can get that.
Also, quick bonus for anyone who's on at the moment. If you sign up to Patreon right now, you get a chance to join in with our yearly AMA, where you get to ask us anything.
Yes.
But that is only open to our patrons, and only our patrons will ever see the video.
Yeah, doesn't go anywhere else. And our new Indie-Crediible comics is also available now to patrons as of watching this. It's available to everyone else a week later. But enough of the formalities, enough of that jazz out the way. Indie games, gents. We didn't have a podcast last week because I broke up from school.
That's right.
I had a few sherbets, pissed some people off, had a wonderful time. Lovely. It was brilliant. Staggered home. I loved it.
Talking of language there, shouldn't we be talking about our brand new
new
special
merch?
Offer merch?
Yes,
Yeah.
we have new merch, people. New merch is up on Teespring now. It's available for 28 days, and then it will go. It will come back again at some point, but it will be a little while. Queep. Our Queep t-shirts are available.
What are you swearing?
Whoa.
Easy.
What's your language?
Anyone who regularly watches or listens to us will know Queep is a way we cover up foul languages, because YouTube don't have a clue that queep is a swear word. So we say queep
I'm
instead.
creeping stupid, eh, guys?
I know. Aren't they just?
Yeah.
So if you want to get your hand on I think quite a sexy 80s looking queep t-shirt.
I was fully erect.
Queeping erect?
Would erect count as something needed for queep?
No,
I will say I was fully.
Do you need to describe it as queeping?
I can say I was.
I'm trying to emphasise the merchandise.
Oh, okay, queep.
I was fully queeped.
There you go.
Fully queeped.
And you can be too for just £18 for a t-shirt, guys, or
I had a real queep on.
33 quid for a hoodie. So link again is in the description if you want to go get that done. So once with that, that's it.
Yeah.
T-shirts done.
Now onto
Patreon
the
done.
stuff.
Intro's done. Handles done. Tom done. Tom queeped.
I just fade away.
Indie games. Indie games. Who wants to kick us off with what we've been playing?
I will.
Oh, wow. How dominant.
Me.
Yes.
I like the authority.
Do you?
It's the first time we ever stood
Shut
up
the
for
queep
yourself.
up.
First time we ever
Back
stood
the
up for
queep
yourself.
up.
Go on, man. Fire away.
Not much.
Oh, brilliant.
Have you not
That
played
was
anything?
really
No,
thrilling.
I finished Rime.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Rime's pretty good.
Yeah, I quite
It's not
enjoyed
amazing. It's very pretty.
that. Yeah.
Like, there's some really nice imagery in there, and
I thought I got shat on too hard, I'll be honest.
probably it wasn't. I didn't think it was horrible at all. I thought it was pretty good, is what I would say. It's really nice to look at. The controls can be a bit iffy sometimes. I said this last time, didn't I?
Yeah.
I think the main problem is what's wrong?
A pen.
Alright.
Notes.
He needs things to tap.
I didn't feel like it hooked me ever. Is the only problem. The major problem I have with it. Like I came back to play it because I wanted to finish it just so I could say I finished it.
Do you think that's because the themes and things it deals with are ones we've had before? Because when I played it, I was like, I'm enjoying this. It's quite nice, but there's nothing new here.
No, yeah.
I've done this. I've seen it, and because we play a lot of indie games, it would be quite recently, and
yeah, I guess so. I mean,
and but there was nothing wrong with it.
To
I
be honest,
enjoyed it.
It wasn't really till I got to the end that I understood the themes, because it lays them out for you there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense actually. Like, once I played it, I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I don't know.
I think the game.
It's above average.
I think the game was its own worst enemy with its
How do you feel?
press in terms of
before
it came out. It was like, look at this game, look at this game, look at this game, look, and like constantly in front. And then you got the trailer with the boy wakes up on the beach, and everyone was like, oh my god, it looks stunning.
Yeah.
And then they kind of done this like nice little animated trailer with it as well, and they really sold it. And people dived into it thinking, oh my god, this game's going to be stunning, and it was stunning.
Yeah.
But then I think they wanted, like I said, they almost brought too much attention to the game. It's what I hear is happening at the moment. I've not played it, but Sea of Solitude that released today, the next EA Origins one.
Yeah.
All the people I respect, shall we say, as in not IGN, not GameSpot, that, but YouTubers who I like and I follow, who have done their reviews and put the stuff out on it, are all saying that the game is absolutely okay. It's fine, but they wanted so much more because the trailer's like, it deals with depression, it deals with inner loneliness, it deals with this, it deals with that, and it's like, it kind of touches on it, but it doesn't really delve into it.
Yeah.
So do you feel like I feel like that's the same with Rime, because it got really slated when it launched.
Yeah, it's definitely not deserving of a bad review. It's not a bad game at all.
No, I've never finished it.
Really?
Have you not?
I played like 4 hours of it.
Finishing.
Yeah.
About 4 or 5 hours.
4 hours. You must be
I
near
think
the
you'd
end.
really enjoy it.
I think I am near the end.
I think you'd enjoy the end as well. I think
Because I
enjoy
wasn't
the story.
reviewing it, and it was one of those. The thing with games is I either have to be super invested in the game to finish it, or reviewing it. Because otherwise, I play a game and then a review will come in, and I'm like, I need to do this now, and I'll never go back to it.
I see. I've sort of changed my way of doing that now, because it's obviously because we do the podcast. If I'm playing an indie game, right? If I start an indie game, I feel like I have to finish it, unless it's fucking dreadful, queeping dreadful.
I hope they call
unless
out
it's
camera.
Yeah. Unless it's queeping dreadful, then I will not. Then I will finish it. I think it's best to finish it.
That is. Oh,
That's what I did. But like say the game itself was never at any point. I wasn't like, God, I really want to get back on Rime.
A lot of people should have it because it was free on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was free on Epic.
Express.
And
on PC.
I'm pretty sure it's on Game Pass.
Oh, if you can play it on console, I'd play it on console.
It might be.
Pretty sure it's on Game Pass.
Yeah,
because that's one of the things is it does a lot of like camera angle stuff, kind of Uncharted, like big sweeping
movements across.
And on keyboard and mouse, obviously, you don't have like an analog stick where you can go in any direction. So I'm like W A to go diagonal, and it looks really dumb because he's like on the screen. I'm like, if I had a controller, it would look fine. I think this was
You don't have an Xbox, do you?
No. I mean, I have PlayStation, but I never got it when it was free. So
you know you can plug your PlayStation controller into your PC.
I do know that, but I'm not a quitter.
Okay.
So yeah, I would do that anyway. Keyboard mouse usually superior. In that case, not so much.
Not so much.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else to play, buddy? Just Rime.
I mean, it's another case of probably, but it's been 2 weeks, and I don't remember things past 2 days.
Fair dues.
So
fair dues.
Who knows? Maybe.
Dan, do you want to get an extra slide going?
Yeah, okay. I've been playing Golf Story.
Oh, on the Switch.
On the Switch. Golf Story came out on the Switch, and I've been sitting there playing it. And you know what? Because I haven't had a lot of time, it's been incredibly busy.
It was on sale recently, wasn't it?
I don't know. I just went on and I was like, you know what? I need something different to play.
I've heard very good things about it.
I'm really enjoying it. The golf in it is classic simplistic. You press it to start the gauge up, you hit it when it's at the top, and then you've got to get between the two bars. But it's a story-based one, so you're walking around. It's kind of like Pokemon, except you're not catching them all. And the story's just... It's silly, it's fun.
Is it like an RPG, I heard? Someone said it's like a...
Yeah, you're levelling up, and you're going to build your clubs to have different bits to go through. And...
Do you have a weapon, like as a club? Is there any combat?
There's no combat, is there?
No.
It's golf.
No, there's just golf.
Golf in place of combat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or there's golf frisbee, where you've got to use a frisbee
golf.
Frisbee golf is a thing in America.
Which is hilarious as well, because I was like, pardon what? Because I hadn't heard of that. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, we don't talk to those guys. They're frisbee golfers.
They actually,
Like,
that's what the community's
divide.
like.
yeah,
They
hate each other.
Why?
Yeah, because golf frisbee basically applied for a like a sporting badge basically to say they're legitimate.
Yeah.
And because they got it, golf clubs have to let them go on there. So they can't give them, if it's a members only club, they can't go on there. But general golf clubs have to let them on because they're now classed as a golfing sport. So there's genuine like golf frisbee. Like people are trying to play golf and these people just throwing frisbee. Because golf football is a thing over here now.
Yeah.
But that is actual. You have courses for golf football. And it's good fun.
On that conflict, whose side are you on?
Oh, golf! I think golf frisbee is fucking stupid.
Yeah, I'm on golf as well.
Golf
just from
frisbee.
hearing that, that's so unfair. That's
Yeah.
just not fair at all.
It's ridiculous.
Anyone out there who plays golf frisbee can queep off, alright. Bunch of queepers, you know. I hate it.
But it's really enjoyable. The story's quite funny. The characters are nicely done.
Yeah.
The music shit. I've turned the music off really quickly. It
That's a
is
shame.
queeping awful.
Yeah.
It is. So but you turn that down, you sit and you play, and that's.
Do you not put
Nice.
your own music on? I do that. If a game's got terrible music,
I'm not
I put my
allowed
music on.
to. I'm not allowed to.
Excuse me?
So a lot of time I'm playing this is during my lunch break.
Oh, of course you're at work.
So if I
Yeah.
put on like Queeping Hostile by Pantera,
Yeah.
or Dead Skin Mask,
Yeah.
or anything like that, some old school Slayer as I would be playing to, let's just say some of the other members of staff wouldn't look at it too friendly.
Might see their satanic
Bunch
side.
of
They might just come
swears.
out and just be like,
Yeah.
no, it sounded like
You know what's quite
Susie
funny?
from accounting. I didn't expect that. It's like,
You know when you go into work and people are like, oh yeah, what music do you listen to? And of course I don't have long hair anymore and I don't look like that at all. And then and everyone like, oh, I'll play a song, and someone puts on Rick Astley and someone else puts on Michael Bublé. And they're like, what are you going to play? And you're like, okay, I need to play something that is a little bit more gentle to get them into it. So, I put on some Lamb of God. And and their faces as you play, like redneck, that. Like, I'm playing you the easy stuff here, right? I could have gone harder.
Yeah.
I didn't. I kept it nice for you. But because of that fate, here's some Napalm Death. Fucking enjoy. Queeping enjoy, sorry.
God, come on.
Yeah, so they all look at me funny. But no, I really like it, and I am looking forward to the fact that I'm about to go on holiday.
yeah,
And I'm going to sit and seriously play me some Golf Story.
Oh, yeah.
nice, good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Other than that, it's just your usual bits.
Cool.
Does Portal
Jumping
count as an indie game?
Just depends if
Portal?
it's independent. Oh, Portal?
Yeah.
No,
No.
Well,
it's Valve.
that's the flavour of an indie game. Because it was in the Nobacular Drop originally.
I'll give you it.
It
I'll
was
give
made
you.
by students.
It's like
and then Valve picked up the
yeah.
It has the
team.
quirkiness of an
Yeah,
indie
they
game.
picked up the team
But
to make
it's
Portal.
Valve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm just being.
I
a
love
dick.
that game though.
Yeah,
It is one of my favourite games.
I play Portal because
My list-
the Steam.
I love
Summer
Portal
Sale
2
was
as well,
on, and
but I can't play
Portal's
that.
one of my favourite games of all time. Why can't you play it?
It's your brother.
Have you ever played it with my brother?
Just play single player, man.
No, you got to play multiplayer on Portal
Multiplayer
2.
is good, but I like the single player. I really like
But
it.
don't ever play it with my little brother.
I will not.
What a dick.
Is he just troll all the time?
Yeah, but we troll each other, so I mean, it's
Okay.
all right. But there is a point where you're like, no, I'm done now. I want to finish
Yeah,
this.
it
level."
depends on mood.
And
I'm
he
in,
does.
how much
He
I
does the
play
whole.
that game.
Okay, yeah, I get you, Dan. It's all right. We'll do this. I'll just do that, and he talks it through, and you really fall for it because you're like, yeah. And then you're halfway through, and then poof, your portal goes you down. You're like, you arsehole. And him goes. You're like, I hate you. This time, Tom. This time. And then I'm dead. You're like, fine, right, okay, this time, and then I'll kill him.
Yeah.
And then he phones my mum. That last bit doesn't happen, but I love the idea that my mum would still get involved. Speaking
should
of that,
take the
Crash
games
Team
away from
Racing.
You
No,
haven't
she
played
just-
that, have you?
I've been playing Crash Team Racing. I'm waiting for my mum to jump on board, and then we're going to stream that
Oh wow!
Nice. Family stream.
family stream.
Hell yeah!
Nice. My list seems big, but I'm grazing over like 3 of them.
It's quite big.
So like for example, Outer Wilds. I put it on here because I was planning to play it this week. I played like 45 minutes of it and I had to stop playing, not because of the game, because I had to go do something else. It's what it appears to be so far a No Man's Sky with a story.
Yeah.
You kind of jump on this planet and it's like very pretty at first. You kind of run around, you meet this weird bear creature dude, and he's like, oh yeah, go get me some of this resource stuff. And at first I was like, oh, it's going to be just grab this and grab this and grab. But it ends up actually opening up quite nicely. And what it does at No Man's Sky sold itself by being fucking massive. By you will never be able to visit the whole universe. This is more like, oh, actually jumping my ship, flying up to this planet only takes 2 minutes, and there's 7, maybe 8 planets, so it's achievable. Like, I definitely want to play more of it.
Jumping around the solar system rather than the universe.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I definitely want to play more of it. It's on Game Pass. I'm already saying now, definitely check it out. Like, I want to play more of it. The only reason I haven't is because I've started reviewing a game, and I was like, I need to put this aside for now while I review a game. Also, because that game's fucking painfully hard. Not bad, just hard. But that's all I can say on the game, actually. Ori and the Blind Forest. I started playing that again.
Are you playing that?
Okay.
Yeah, well, because I want to play Will of the Wisps massively, but I was like, what the hell happened in Ori and the Blind Forest? I played it when it first launched. I haven't got a clue what happened in it.
I haven't played it. So
I got bored.
It's on Game Pass. Yeah, I'm 2 hours in. I mean, I love that kind of game. It's harder than I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when you get further into it, I was like, I forgot this game was quite hard. Not like brutally challenging, but it definitely is more of a challenge than I expected. And yeah, I mean, 2 hours in, I'm enjoying it. It's very cute. So if you never played, I think you'll enjoy it actually.
Yeah. It looks nice. I've known about it for ages.
It is stunning to look at.
Yeah.
I can see why people get bored of it.
It's on the PC one, isn't it?
It's on PC Game Pass, yeah. That's why I'm playing it on the PC Game Pass. But yeah, Ori and the Blind Forest. If you haven't played it, I definitely recommend go give it a go. If you don't like it, then stop playing. But that's my advice.
If you don't like it, why are you still playing it? What is your issue?
Yeah, but no, I think it's definitely well received across the board, isn't it? I can understand what people don't like.
Sequel, so.
Yeah. Well, you said a sequel. It's probably the sequel, or it's probably the game releasing next year for Xbox that I'd say at least half the Xbox community are most excited for.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, considering what Xbox are releasing,
people
are like, oh yeah, I really need my Xbox for that.
I think that Ori with the Wisps got a bigger spot on Xbox at E3 than Halo or Gears of War. Like, it got a massive spot. So
it's kind of amazing, really.
Oh, it's great. Yeah. It's great because it is an independent company.
Makes Ori? I don't even know.
I should know, but I don't.
No, I don't
you
remember.
mother queeper.
I know. It's a Microsoft company. I know.
You're gonna get your head stuck in that now, aren't you?
Then we're going to go to Valfaris. Wow. There is there's a what is video up now for Valfaris. Yeah. This I managed to get the new demo, which is a bit longer. This is the sci-fi heavy metal shooter, platform shooter. I loved it. I loved the demo. You can hear me in the demo being like, "This is so cool." The music is brilliant. Like, it has all the slaying stuff. So when you kill a boss, he just stops for a moment, puts his hands in the air, and just headbangs for a little bit, and then he finds a new weapon. All the weapons are called like Hell Mutt, Hell Hound, Hell Teeth. Like, it just
hell.
Hell
is the thing. The
game knows what it wants to do, and it overly leans into that, which makes it better. It's exactly that.
It's like what used to make Doom and things like that.
Yeah.
Great. They knew what it was, and they were like, "No, we're going to do more of this. Why would we do less?"
Yeah.
And then this has done the same thing. I can't play it, unfortunately, because it's so damn hard. I still can't beat Slane. I still can't beat Slane.
I will say the demo,
and I love Slane, but I also hate Slane because I just can't beat it.
The demo for Valfaris, it does get. I finished it. I didn't finish it on the video because it gets very hard at the end. But the first half an hour, 25 minutes isn't too bad.
Okay.
You can get through.
I might play 25 minutes.
But it does that. It does what Slane does, where the challenge comes through simple mechanics. So there's like one enemy coming, but there's two enemies coming. One you have to parry to knock their bullet back to them to take their shield down, and then the other one you have to hit. But just the timing of getting that right makes it a challenge. It's like it's super serious. It's not like there's a wave of like tons of enemies on you. It's just all about timing.
It goes back to the purest old school gaming, which was always about, it's not that there are a lot of monsters on the screen, it's about you need to be pixel perfect to do this. And to be honest, I'm too old for this shit.
That's just not who I am,
fair dues.
To be honest.
Fair dues. Then I'm going to go on to 1980X. Now, I was going to speak about this last week. Because I'd finished it. Right. But obviously we didn't have a podcast last week.
Oh, okay.
So 1980X, I jumped on it very quickly a couple of weeks back. I finally finished it. I'm very mixed feelings about the game. I won't go into it too much because I know Folly's very, very excited by the game. as a game, fucking brilliant what they offer.
Okay.
Just the way they do the story, brilliant. The music is unbelievably good.
Right.
The games are cool. There's like 6, 7 different old school games you go to. One you will know. I had no idea what it was. I don't know tons of old games.
Is it Pac-Man?
No, it's Steam. There's a blue hex grid dungeon that you're walking through, and you have to kind of walk through, and you come to enemies. It's like slash, beam, hack, and heal. It's like an old dungeon crawler, literal dungeon crawler.
Okay. Was it text-based?
No, like the walls are like vector grids.
It's like wireframe.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I'd have to see it.
But there's Outrun, there's Shinobi, there's loads of games on there, and they all feeding nicely with the. For example, the whole Outrun comes and the main guy sees he's like a high school kid who's very much like the guy from Ready Player One from the book. Okay, very much like, I'm not suited for this place, and I found this arcade and it changed my life, and and he basically sees this hot girl. She drives off in a car, and all of a sudden it goes and it goes into Outrun, and then you're like, this is so cool. Like, and it does that throughout. It kind of links nicely. The game just all of a sudden goes, that's the end.
Right.
Oh, it just finishes.
Well, it does say to be continued.
Does it do it Back to the Future style?
It says I won't say how it does it, but it does say to be continued. Now I was like, this is going to be another Nier Automata. I go back into the game. It's all different. Look,
Right.
I mean, it took me longer than probably. It took me 3 to 4 hours.
Okay.
And the reason probably took me longer was because I was dedicated on getting high scores. I was like, I want to get the high score. I want to get the high score. I want to get the high score. And I'll tell you now, some of those high scores, they're hard. The Streets of Rage one, very hard, but I got it.
Nailed that.
Yeah.
Love Streets
But
of
then,
Rage.
so I honestly reckon if you just played through it for story wise and game wise, I reckon you probably do it in 2 hours.
So
Okay.
do you think it should have been called 1980X Episode 1?
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't.
How much is this going to be?
I think it's $7.99.
No, fuck it. I'm great.
No, don't remember. No, I'm not trying to say being short's bad. It's just it was unexpected.
Okay.
I was having a whale of a time,
And it's suddenly like you're done.
and yeah, like I was way over time. I was playing a game, and then something big happens, and it's all like, oh, this is weird, and it does the whole. I don't want to say anything because it does something clever that 80s old games used to do, and it boots back up basically in a clever way.
Crashes on you halfway.
Well, I won't say what it does, but
rewind
it
the
does
tape.
something that happens, and
Blow inside the tape player, put it back in. Realise you put on New Kids on the Block again. Like, shit, right, let's get the next one on.
and then it kind of just goes to begin. I was just like, oh, I can't find any information on episode 2, so I'm hoping there is an episode 2.
Well, maybe it's the case that they'll put this out, try and earn the money,
Yeah,
And
then be able to make the next
but I
one.
will say, what is there? Oh my god! Like,
So what's this on?
it's on PC and it's meant to be on PS4, but it's been delayed the last 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know why. They initially delayed it by a week and said it's just because we want to get the game ready for console. It ran fine on PC. I don't have any issues with it on PC.
What Epic or Steam?
Steam.
I
might check it out.
I might see if it's on sale.
Yeah.
It's but nice. You'll love it. Like it's so good. It was just if I knew it was a 2-3 hour adventure going into it and there's part 1, I would be like, oh, that was cool, awesome. Probably one of my game of the years. Looking forward to the next part.
Yeah.
It's almost I've got this quite sour
that's
taste
really...
where I'm like, oh, it just
It's a shame.
What? I just ended. Like I didn't expect that. So yeah, but no, it's super cool. If you love 80s stuff, you're gonna. It's cool. And last game has blown me away this last week, and that is Grimshade.
Oh yeah.
You won't like Grimshade. It's turn-based RPG.
Come on.
But it does say okay.
Here we go.
This
one's different.
Our extend.
It's not different. It's the same. They're all turn-based.
Our extend on it. So Grimshade is a kind
At
of
some point, you're going to have to realise that turn-based allows you a tactical opportunity that you don't get in real time.
I can't wait for when you two have died of old age and I inherit Indie-Credible and I'll finally be like, look, we all know turn-based is long dead. There hasn't been a turn-based game for 50 years. Sorry.
I love the
That's not
idea.
going to live that long.
You think
5 years.
because basically at that point we'll be doing this as like 70-year-old, 80-year-old
You
men.
two, yeah.
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah, you'll still be what, 60?
I'll be like 30.
Yeah, you're not that much younger than this, mate. But there's going to be us meeting upstairs in someone's attic to do a podcast.
What's going to
indie
happen
games.
is you'll two will die,
So
and I'll be on my own. There's no camera.
you're just talking
I'm
at a
just
wall,
like, oh.
and afterwards you'll go for a Mackie D's.
Well, I think I am.
Yeah.
It's really just the Mills on Mills.
But anyway, Grimshade. So Grimshade is a kind of steampunk-esque isometric RPG, and this is going back to classic old school RPGs. This is your Baldur's Gate style RPG, like going way back in terms of its design. It's set in a world where there's this fuel called ether, and everyone's using ether. Yeah. Ether is being used. It can be used.
It's not freaking unobtainium.
No, yeah. It can be used to power stuff and all things like that. I won't go into too many spoilers because spoilers happen pretty early on. But you effectively the city is in civil war. There's these people called champions that are trying to stop this kind of government that have come out of nowhere and are trying to take over the city, and it kind of goes from there. It's story-wise, it doesn't seem to do tons new. But I don't. That's not a bad thing. It's still what it's doing is nice. You have your decision making, you have your choices to make, and all things like that. The turn-based combat works in a grid system. So you have people called sentinels, and if you have basically you move sentinels along the grid to right.
Yeah, we're good.
You put sentinels on the grid to then block other people so they don't take damage, and then you use ranged people to do attacks, and then you have a thing called tension. So when people do attacks or they're attacked, their tension grows. So you can't basically just keep spamming attacks. You have to then look at using. There's no potions or any items to use in the combat. You have to use other mechanics like waiting or change positions with people to get your tension down. If your tension goes over, then you basically become knocked out for 2 turns, which is in a turn-based game.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah, it's huge. But yeah, the characters, the world, the combat, everything about it, I was blown away. I was playing it and I was like, oh, I'll give this game a go. It's been in my library for ages. I sent it a key back in March when it launched. I should give it a go. I've played 5 hours so far and I don't want to stop playing it.
So what's this out on?
It's on Steam. It's only on Steam at the moment.
Oh wow.
I think it will come to consoles if it does well. I hope it comes to consoles.
Switch?
Oh, it'll be perfect for Switch. It'll be perfect for Switch. I just think no one's talking about this game really. I was talking to your brother about it, and your brother was like, I've never heard of it, and I was like, it's so cool. I mean, you get to play a badger joined your team, and this is like an example of how cool the turn-based stuff is. The badger's a sniper, but you want to do the powerful sniper damage. You have to set the sniper. You have to mark your enemy out. Then you have to set the sniper shot up to then guard the guy to make sure he's got 2 turns untouched to then do a 1-hit kill. So there's a lot of tactical moving around on the board as well as just attacking to get the combat going. Yeah, it's really cool. The UI is very simple. It feels like an indie game, but it also feels like a very expansive RPG. I'm 5 hours in and I feel like I'm scratching the surface. Cool. I will say tutorial is very text heavy. There's a lot of reading. And it's not voice acted, but you have to read it because
turn-based and a lot of text. Jeez.
But I will say,
I'm a millennial.
There's a game for nerds.
Let me on Twitbook.
It's funny because I can barely understand how to use Twitter.
But no, it's
70.
Some people do get annoyed, don't they, when it's tutorial is constantly just going, this is an effect, and this is an effect, and this is an effect.
That can get very annoying.
But this game has to do it because there's so many effects going on, so many statuses happening to you and you're doing to the enemies. So yeah, lots of reading. 2 hours is probably only half-hour gameplay because there's so much reading.
You old guys will love it.
But no, that's it. That's gonna wrap up. That's what I've played.
Nice.
Grimshade's my pick of the bunch, to be honest. 1980X is amazing. I need part 2 now in my life. It's like going, here's Stranger Things season 1, 3 episodes. You never know when you get the other ones. You're like, that's what it is.
How is season 3 yet? I haven't watched season 3 yet.
I've seen 2 episodes.
I've been told I'm not allowed to.
Isn't it?
Yeah, but I would have binged it last night, but I've been told I'm not allowed to.
I'm probably watching it later tonight.
I just finished Dark season 2, and I watched 2 episodes today of Stranger Things season 3. I won't say anything on it.
I've added Dark to my list.
It's so good.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's go on to some news now, guys.
Let's do the news.
I don't know where I'm going with that.
Okay, kicking off first. Blazing Chrome. Blazing Chrome.
Saddles.
Yeah. Oh, God. I love that film, but I shouldn't love that film.
Why shouldn't you?
Why shouldn't you?
Is it bad if you like Blazing Saddles?
No, it's a
Popular
classic.
film.
I mean, I showed it to Sarah.
It's deeply racist
I was like,
nowadays,
'cause
and it's, you know...
Sarah had never seen it.
Yeah.
And Sarah's a bit of a prune sometimes. She gives it all but she's a bit of a prune.
What the hell's in Blazing Saddles that you can get pruny about?
Well, okay, not prune, but she's a bit uptight about stuff like racism.
Oh, okay.
Which, like,
I
Fair
mean,
enough.
if you're going
Fair
to talk
enough.
about something,
yeah. But if you know what Blazing Saddles is, guys, it is a 70s film?
Yes. 70s
Yes.
Blazing.
Not Mel Gibson.
Wow.
Mel Brooks.
Mel
That's where
Brooks.
you were going.
Yeah.
I love the Mel Gibson. It's Mel Gibson. Bloody Jews.
Quite would.
I don't know why he was London geese in
If he
there
made that
either.
film, though, it would be racist. Very
Mel-
much so.
yeah.
Mel Brooks film that is heavily racist. Very tongue-in-cheek racist.
I think that's why it works, because
Yeah.
it's
Part of
not
the point, isn't
racist. Part of the point is it's attacking racist stereotypes,
Yeah.
but it also attacks, you know, anti-Semitic ideas and things like. It's
Yeah.
a very,
I mean, Mel
very
Brooks.
clever Mel Brooks.
one of my favourite
movie.
things of that
It's
whole
like
film
Spaceballs, I will
is
say.
the when they're in the church and then they're going
That's
through.
got Bon Jovi soundtrack to it as well, which I always find freaking hilarious.
That's it?
Yeah.
Spaceballs is
I've never
amazing.
noticed that.
Raise
not?
your hands. Yeah, if you're when they're in the camper van flying along,
Oh, you're
Bath
right.
and that lot, it's Bon
Yeah.
Jovi in the background
Yeah.
as their
Spaceballs
mighty
is so
modern
good.
music.
Oh, it's fantastic.
The first time I watched
Where's Spaceballs 2?
No, please don't put
No,
that
John
there.
Candy can't do it now, can he?
Well, I don't know. This is what I'm saying.
And Mel Brooks
make
can't
it
either.
about the sequels. Instead of this, obviously one's about original
Prequels.
All
No, they should do a
prequels.
prequel.
Prequels.
one.
Prequels, what I'm
That'd be
saying.
A very
hilarious.
Why
coarse
is-
sand.
Why is
No,
there more
because
Spaceballs?
it will come out like all of those other
be-
god awful.
Yeah,
Really
like
nice.
scary
Yeah,
movies.
scary
seven.
movies.
Yeah, that's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the
movie.
Wayland brothers.
I remember
get
the first
involved
time
and they're
watching,
like, oh, God,
Get someone
no.
good on it.
First time watching Spaceballs, the scene where they capture them and they turn them around and the princess is a dude and they're like,
Oh, it's a stunt
these are
double.
the stunt doubles. Like I remember watching it the first time and literally wetting
That-
myself
that
just
cracked
being
me
My
up.
like,
favourite bit from the first time I watched it, and later on I was like, that's a bit lame, Dan, why do you find that funny? Was when they're combing the desert with literal combs. But the
that
funniest bit
cracks
is
me up.
one of them is a
Yeah.
comb for an
Afro
afro.
comb.
And I was
We
just
ain't
like,
found
oh,
shit. I love that bit.
Oh,
Yeah,
freaking
Every
amazing.
time cracks me up.
Yeah, I love that bit. Anyway,
I also-
back onto the
one
news.
more
Oh yeah,
thing.
go on.
One of the first jokes in the film is when the ship's like going over the camera like in Star Wars, and it just keeps going.
Yeah.
It's like the longest ship
Forever.
ever.
Yeah.
It's like,
Do you
and
remember when they?
every time I first saw that, when I watched the first Star Wars film, I'd always just think about that because Star Destroyer is pretty long.
Shall I
when
let
it
you
goes
into a
by.
little secret?
Go on.
So I did film studies and media studies for A level,
Yeah.
and the reason I wanted to get into film was because of Spaceballs.
Wow.
But when they ask you what film got you into this, well, we all did the same thing, sort of like, oh, it was Fargo, or it was there's some real deep. For me, it was Spaceballs because I thought that was one of the greatest movies ever made.
For me, it was Gravity.
Was it really?
I watched the special, the behind the scenes
Yeah,
for Gravity. and
Gravity's
it was
insane.
amazing. I was like,
That shot, the whole
the
360,
beginning,
yeah.
where it's like one huge shot. That,
Oh, it's just insane.
It's Alfonso Cuarón.
Citizen Kane
He also
was
made
the
the
other
best.
one. Lots of people
He
said.
always made the best Harry Potter film. Alfonso.
Yeah,
He made Prison of Azkaban, which is the best Harry Potter film.
best book. Wouldn't say the best Harry Potter film.
It's best film. Oh, you're kidding me. Of all the films.
Yeah.
What's your favourite film?
My favourite film is, you know, the end credits to the first one.
Mine's Goblet of Fire. If that's gonna help.
That's my favourite book.
But
That's
Blazing
right,
Chrome,
that's right.
not Blazing
Yeah, sorry,
Saddles.
God.
Look,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we do games, didn't we?
How did we get
Yeah.
out so far from this?
Blazing
We're doing
Chrome.
the news as well. We rarely go off on one
No.
of the news.
Blazing Chrome is a game that got it's a game that got announced. But no, the game got a release date for the 11th of July. It's coming very soon. It's coming to Xbox Game Pass day one of launch. Now, I've been playing Blazing Chrome for review. You actually played a little bit with me earlier to do some co-op filming.
I did. It's Contra.
Blazing Chrome is literally a love letter to 90s arcade. Like, even the way it loads up, even the way it says press start, it doesn't insert coin, like all this stuff.
Did you try the Konami code?
Oh, that's so dumb.
Did you not?
No.
We're so stupid.
That's the first thing I would have done with
We're
that game.
so dumb.
Well, yeah.
Afterwards, we'll give it a go
Okay.
afterwards.
So it's been developed by Joy Mash and published by the Arcade Crew. The game is hard. That's not me just saying that someone's played it, but the game is billed as being hard. The game is hard. If you've played any 90s arcade game,
You played Contra.
the game is hard. I'll just say that. But yeah, it does have local co-op, and it's coming to all platforms on the 11th of July. PS4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, PC.
Oh god,
But like I said,
play it on.
it is coming to Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass day one of launch.
There's a new Contra coming though, isn't there? Basically,
Yes.
but there is a new Contra
There
coming.
is, yeah. This is
what do I
this is
want?
straight up love
Honestly,
letter
I
to.
think this, silly as it sounds, probably benefit from having a big TV.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
play it on console.
There's a lot going on the
not
screen,
Switch.
not playing on Switch mini
isn't
screen.
there? There's a lot going on the screen, especially
I would say play PS4.
in
Xbox,
co-op. Who
personally.
were just like, "What? Who's who? Who's going where?"
I constantly kept thinking I was Lewis. Just because when you're jumping around, your eyes get confused. There's like 1,000 enemies. And you're like,
I love old school
and I
gaming.
just died because of that.
It looks good though. It looks really good.
Yeah.
For old
Oh
school
yeah,
games.
it's nice looking. It looks like an old game. It really
Yeah.
does. It doesn't feel like it's trying to emulate that. It really
No,
sings
yeah.
that style.
Up next, we got the news that Warsaw got a release date of the 4th of September. It's coming to PC first off on the 4th of September, and it's coming to consoles soon after. Hopefully, and it was hopefully in the press release, 2019. If you don't know what Warsaw is a tactical World War II RPG game. The idea of the game is you must lead a Polish underground resistance out of hiding and past the Nazis, basically. That's the story. Visually, it looks stunning.
Yeah, I love how it looks.
I've only seen the trailer, the cinematic trailer. I guess.
Oh, did you not see the gameplay trailer?
No, but the cinematic looks great.
Yeah. Cinematic's great. The actual gameplay looks. I really like it. I am actually, for me, looking forward to a game, which is shocking usually because I'm a bit of a miserable old man.
No, it looks
True.
super nice.
Very
Pixelated Milk are the guys who are developed it and are self-publishing in the game as well. I'm pretty sure I saw, but it's coming to the Switch as well when it comes to consoles. But it is straight up tactical. The best way to describe it, if you can't see from the trailer properly, is something like Darkest Dungeons, but World War II. It's the 2D turn-based tactical combat, but it does look absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
Next up, Forager. Forager is a game that released on PC about 6-8 weeks ago, and absolutely smashed it when it launched on PC. It sold.
Oh.
It sold 300,000 copies, and that's on PC alone. And it's now coming to PS4 and Nintendo Switch on the 30th of July. If you don't know what Forager is a 2D very chilled out crafting game. Basically,
Minecraft.
It's Minecraft, but it's a very limited Minecraft. But it's a 2D Minecraft about foraging resources and crafting.
Oh, it looks nice. It's very cute. Pretty relaxed looking.
Foreign user was played it, and he said he really enjoyed it.
Okay.
I think Switch is where I'd want to get it. I think like this kind of game, just sit back and sit back, chill out, just play it on the Switch. You look forward to playing Forager? Not really.
Oh, I mean, I'll just play Minecraft.
Yeah, you're one of those
If I'm
ones,
completely honest, I would just rather play Minecraft.
Yeah.
you're one of those ones.
What?
Why?
Somebody's actually played Minecraft.
What?
Up next, Wide Productions have taken over the publishing of Deliver Us to the Moon. Now, if you've heard of this game, it's because Part 1 is out on PC. Part 1 is called Fortuna. Fortuna is available now on PC, and you can buy it. Part 2 is titled Tom Buff, and Tom Buff is coming out later this year.
Do you need a bath?
Sorry, no, there's someone down there shoving their hand right into their ass. They didn't do it right now, but they've had it right down their pants, scratching their absolute anus. That is the hilarious thing I've ever seen out of the window from this studio ever.
Yeah, for
That window just there,
That one there?
the one on the right-hand side with the curtain, someone came up, they're on the phone, they turned around and literally fisted themselves in the anus.
Man.
For all your listeners,
that
we
guy.
can see out a window to our left, and Dan has just had a lovely sight. as you
Lovely
can- as you
sight.
heard. But no, Wide Productions have taken over the publishing of Deliver Us to the Moon. It's
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
It's
Once that started happening, I had to tell people.
Alert us if he comes
will,
back.
yeah.
Deliver Us to the Moon. She.
My word.
God. Deliver Us to the Moon is a 3D space adventure game where you basically harvest. The idea of the game is the story is your Earth's resources are running out. They're trying to harvest helium from the moon. The moon's gone radio silent on the space station. You're stuck on the moon. And you're trying to restore power to then speak back to Earth and say everything's all right, but everything isn't actually all right. So if you brought the Rust of the Moon, you'll get the Tambath update completely free on PC. If you're waiting for it to come to console, then it will release as a whole game on console. We won't release as episode 1. Episode 2 will release as a whole game. And it's hopefully coming later this year. Joe's my trailer up there, and a trailer I saw. It looks like quite an epic space adventure. It looks like there's quite a lot of cinematic stuff going on.
Yeah.
Lots of panning space station shots and debris flying and astronauts floating through space and gripping moments. But
sounds cool.
Yeah, I mean, I like space adventers. I loved observation.
Is it like The Martian, the game?
Possibly.
The moon.
Could be.
The Moon Man.
Could be. And final bit of news this week is also from Wide Production. Wide Productions are bringing Close to the Sun to the Nintendo Switch. We've done a review... 6 weeks ago? 8 weeks ago?
We should have harmonised.
2 months ago?
It was like a month ago, month and a half.
Yeah. We've done a review. The review's on YouTube. Check it out. Close to the Sun review. Just type it in.
Just watch it.
Easy. And it's coming to Nintendo Switch. Would you recommend it, knowing it's available everywhere and you've played it, would you recommend it on the Nintendo Switch?
Sure. It's going to be as good there as anywhere else. It's short, so it's not like a big deal. This on the Switch.
It is short, yeah. It's effectively having Bioshock on the Switch, isn't it?
No, it's not. No.
But is it?
I haven't played the game, nor have I watched.
Well, no, it's not Bioshock
review.
because Bioshock is a lot better.
It's nothing like Bioshock.
It's a lot like Bioshock.
No, it's not.
In its themes and visuals, yes. In its gameplay, not at all.
Not at all.
It's first person.
One of our biggest criticisms of it, because you will see the synopsis, guys. It will say it is a horror adventure game. I remember one of our biggest criticisms was it is not a horror game. The horror is very poor in the game, but the story on offer, minus the chase sequences, the story on offer is good. It's fun.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And see if you can solve the puzzle that Tom solved. I looked at him and was like, I'm not doing that.
Oh yeah, did I spoil it in the thing?
You did, yeah.
I did, yeah.
No, you showed me on your phone. You
That's
typed it
right,
on your phone, yeah. There's a puzzle.
Dude, now.
There's a puzzle where there's lots of like code, and you can look at pictures to work out code. And
there's code written all over the walls.
You didn't need to do it. And I looked at him and was like, no, I can't bother with that. And Tom spent 45 minutes.
I worked it out. Yeah, I don't know how long it took. But I thought I'll work this out.
And it's called an Easter egg, wasn't it?
It was a bit of an Easter egg. It has nothing to do with the story. I was kind of a bit disappointed, to be honest. But
did you get an achievement?
No. Because you don't.
There's nothing solved.
You don't type anything in. You just
have to write the message out
in
yourself.
Your own life.
Yeah, like that noise. That noise. Creep it.
And that's it. That's all the news this week, guys. So we'll go on to our main topic, which is, like I said, curveball, a little bit cheesy one, but we are talking about an indie game that we've played, or maybe an indie game we know of, that we would like to see pick up a movie license.
Yes.
We'd like to see an indie game turn into a movie. Like I said at the beginning of the show, this came off the fact that I sound... Oh, yeah, this is it, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh my god, mate, you must have been livid.
I was not happy. It was always like, okay, fine.
So this came off the fact that I saw recently again that Minecraft is getting a movie, and that the Firewatch movie is well into its production. And
it's in production.
It's in production. It's going to be released next year.
Wow.
No one's going to go see it.
So yeah, I mean, I love Firewatch as a game.
Oh no, we will. Yeah.
I don't know if
let me take that back.
I don't know if we need. I don't know if we need a movie, but yeah. So indie games, gents. Indie games we'd like to see turn into a movie. I didn't give you any rules on this. I didn't say any bravados on this. You could just do what you wanted.
So basically, I hate video game movies.
War games.
No, that's not a video game movie.
Isn't it based off a video game?
No.
Okay, well,
it's a game about. It's a film about.
It's a film about video games, but it's not a video game movie. So it doesn't. Yeah, and War Games has tic-tac-toe in it and some other bits, but no. Mainly, you look at most of these games that come out, like Doom, I enjoy, awful movie. Right? Mario Brothers, oh my god, no.
It's good.
It's a terrible, terrible movie. There aren't any good ones. So I started thinking, okay, if I was going to make an indie game into a movie, then it's got to hit some certain criteria, right? The only things that will work are if they're really cheesy, if it's full of violence and incredible lines, right? And I was sitting there going, what game is cheesy, full of violence, and incredible lines? And well, also, we can get hold of these actors. And if we got the actors, we would be our pants would be wet from the joy we're heading towards. And it's quite simple. It's Broforce, the movie.
Oh, I literally mouthed it right before you said it. I don't think I picked that up.
Broforce, the movie.
Yeah.
Because we've got Schwarzenegger, we've got Stallone, we've got Van Damme, we've got Mr. T, we've got everything. It's blood, it's violence. It's basically the Expendables.
Yeah.
Oh, and I enjoy the Expendables. It's happened.
Yeah. Broforce the movie is
Broforce the movie. Other than that,
Ignore
there isn't
the first
one because it would be terrible. No,
Broforce is a good show.
Expendables 1 is a bad film.
They're all bad films.
No, yeah, but the 2 onwards, they know that.
Yes,
the first one, they're trying to be like, emotions.
I mean, as soon as you got Dolph Lundgren and everyone,
don't do that. You're Stone Cold.
Don't do that. Yeah, don't do it. Just kill people and say one word.
So for me, it's Broforce.
Broforce.
Let's have another action-packed 90s, 80s, obscenely muscled people blowing shit up for no good reason.
Very good choice. Very smart choice. I like it.
Thank you very much.
I went down the route of games that I didn't want to take a cinematic game. So, for example, I looked at games I really enjoyed this year.
Yeah.
And I looked at Observation, for example. I was like, well, Observation is a story in its own right. It's a cinematic game.
And they'll ruin it as a movie.
It does what a movie does.
Yeah.
As a game, it's fine. And so I was like, okay, I don't want that.
What you said.
So I
said something about Sandra Bullock.
So I went down a game that I like the gameplay loop. I like the way it worked, and I like the setting. I like the music. I like the aesthetics of it.
Yeah.
And that was the Sexy Brutale. I like the way the whole kind of constant, not Groundhog Day, but you keep doing it until you solve it and you move on to the next one. But some slight twist on it. I want it set in the 80s.
Slight twist. Let me change everything.
No.
I was saying, he says to me earlier, he's like an actual movie executive. He's like, I like it. Let me just change everything about it.
Yeah.
So that it makes more money.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't even have to make more money. Let me change everything about it so I can have my wife in it and I can put my name on it and make more money. I don't care if the movie makes any money, but I will make it.
I don't care if people like it.
Yeah. This is what I want.
Sexy Brutale.
Yeah.
I know it, yeah.
Set in the 80s.
Is it?
Yeah.
No.
As a teen melodrama.
It's a teen melodrama.
Teen melodrama.
So nothing like Sexy Brutale.
Basically, House on the Haunted Hill, but plays out like Sexy Brutale with 80s teenagers.
How would you do the repeating time loop? Because that is an important part of Sexy Brutale.
Yeah. So it'll be the jock.
Right.
Will do it, but he's so stoned that he doesn't remember what he's doing the whole time. So
he's not.
But how are you explaining time travel?
He just forgets.
Yeah.
But then people will have died. How are you going to repeat the deaths?
He's hallucinating.
He's
tripping out.
This is the worst film I've ever seen.
You haven't seen it.
And this is like perfect because this is exactly what video game movies are.
Yeah. If we're talking about how to make a shit video game movie.
I loved watching Battleships, and I saw it with my ex-girlfriend actually. I remember
Battleships technically isn't a video game movie; it's a board game
movie. I remember saying to her, "I wonder if they actually do the Battleship thing in it." And there is a point when the radio silent, and they're like H6, and I was like, "Oh my god, they're actually
Did they actually do that?"
Yeah,
I never watched it because I thought it
was
stupid.
To be honest, that is the best bit of Doom.
Or with the
first person killing mode.
That's the only bit I've seen.
Love it.
Yeah,
Doom is bad, but so good.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
I think it was
Sexy Brutale. I don't think it will, but good try.
I'd like to start mine by saying that I disagree entirely with the idea of video games becoming films.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm not.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I think it's dumb.
Yeah,
I don't understand it because games are games. They work because they're games. I give the example of Uncharted. It's a very cinematic game.
Yeah,
it wouldn't work in the cinema because in the cinema it's generic.
Yeah, it's Indiana Jones.
Exactly, but when you play the game, you're like, holy queep, I'm Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And look at me in this amazing cinematic thing, But in the film, it's like, oh wow, National Treasure, cool.
If I had to sit and
It's like,
watch
who cares?
Uncharted, I'd get bored.
It's boring. It's a
What
generic
about a
film.
crossover? What about when games go like, here's part of the story, and then the films tell more of the story, or
No.
like The Witcher, for example. The
No.
Witcher Netflix series
No.
is carrying on with the Witcher story,
No.
but it's told in books, it's told in games, and it's told in
No.
TV series now.
No.
I don't get it. I don't get what you mean.
So
What's the
the
good thing
Netflix
about
series
that? Yeah.
isn't anything to do with the games.
Oh no, it's about books.
It's about the books, but it's also parts in between the books.
Right.
So they're kind of making up their own story of it.
Yeah.
And then, like, so the games continue the story after the book.
Yeah, I think The Witcher's kind of a special case.
Is it?
Well, it's like you say, because it's the books, it's the game, and then the show is slotting in between the gaps. It's not the show trying to be the game.
Did the
It's not
books
the
come
game trying to be
first?
Yeah.
Books come first, yeah.
So then it's not a video game movie. It's a books movie.
Yeah. So I'm saying.
I see what you mean. Well, yeah.
But basically, my point is that it can't really ever work properly because a game is so good because it's a game, not because it. Oh wow!
Jaws, the video game, was amazing.
Sure.
Apparently, Jaws the board game is really good as well.
Yeah, interesting. wonder
I
how
haven't
it's
played
a
it.
board
I want to
game.
get hold of it
Yeah.
and see what that's like.
It was 45.
But
And I'm
actually
really
said-
looking forward to the new Shark Grand Theft Auto.
I did see this.
I can't remember what it's called now,
I don't
but
know
it
what
looks
this is.
feckin' brilliant.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
I would say I said before.
Mania.
Man-Eater, that's the one.
I don't know. I said before that I think more movies, TV shows, books should become games because games offer more. A movie offers less than a game.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
You're not
It's-
invested in the same way. You don't
so
experience
when
it
you
the same
take
way.
a game and make it into a movie, you're chopping parts off.
Yeah.
When you make it a game, you're adding stuff.
I mean, a perfect example is a horror genre. Making a horror movie genuinely scary is quite hard.
It's these
Making
days,
a game
these days.
scary is a lot easier because you're the one
You're
going.
immersed. You're the character.
If I go forward, something's
So-
going to happen.
You don't like these things.
Yeah.
But what
That being
game?
said, Oxenfree.
Oh,
Because it would make a lot of
Really?
money at the box office. Because we've had it. Stranger Things, you know. So it'd make a lot of money at the box office. There you go.
dude,
He's gone down the money route, isn't he?
it would never translate.
It would.
Yeah, really badly.
Because it would be it'd be a bloody
Strange Things.
It'd be a
Oh, it'd be so
you know,
shit.
Stand By Me.
Yeah.
It'd be one of those. And that's why it would make money. And people wouldn't even know it was about a game. I wouldn't put that in any of the promotional stuff.
No,
I
you
wouldn't
wouldn't
put
state it
anything in
all.
there saying like based on the
Like
popularity.
our
No.
studios be like,
Yeah, exactly. They would just get some money.
yeah.
Well, no, what they'd do is they'd release, oh, you enjoyed the movie, try the game. And people are like, oh, they've released a game about the movie.
Yeah, and a bunch of plebs who didn't
Yeah.
know it was based on the game would be like, this is crap because it's not GTA. And there you go.
There we go. There we go. That wraps up,
I
guys.
think I won that one.
I won the Marvel
Patrons,
victory.
especially patrons in Discord, let me know any indie games that you would like to see turned into a movie. Just throw over there in Discord.
Also,
Anyone
in
else?
the comments below, who do you think won that one? Broforce, Oxenfree, and whatever he said. I
80s
forgot it
Sexy
now.
Brutal.
He butchers Sexy Brutal.
Yeah.
I made it better.
You didn't make Sexy Brutal better.
For
No.
Game of the Year 2 years ago.
That was our game
Was
of
that
the year,
Game of the Year
wasn't it?
last
Yeah.
year? I don't know what it
No,
was.
it was Yakuza Island Express last year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was a good game actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that wraps up, guys.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys, for stopping by. Thank you so much for checking the podcast out, whether you listened, whether you watched. If you did listen and you like the podcast, then if you can't support us on Patreon, there's nothing wrong with that. It's fine. You can get the podcast for free. All we ask is maybe just give us a review on iTunes or any other platform that you watch on. It really helps us get to more people. It really helps us boost up the ratings. And we want to get out to as many people as we can. We want to shout about these indie games from the rooftops. If you did watch us, guys, and obviously you liked the video, you're still here now, why not give it a little thumbs up for a like, and make sure you subscribe to Indie-Crediible, because we bring you indie game reviews, previews, news, tons of all sorts of stuff. And also check out our new Indie-Crediible Comics podcast. It's a monthly show. It is available to our patrons 1 week early, so you guys have to wait a week until it's released for you guys as of this podcast releasing. But by all means, check it out. We talk through free indie or independently published and illustrated and written comics every month. Yeah, make sure you check it out and let us know if you like that. But that is it, guys. As always, I have been Lewis from @WhatsUpWoody. With me, as always, has been Tom from @Shriek and Profit, and also Dan from @TheDiceBear. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Patreon, stay around because we have post show. If you want to jump into the post show, hit the link in the description down below. Patreon.com/Indie-Credible. $1 a month. You can get that post show right now, and it's going to be tasty, delicious. Until next time, guys, you stay Indie-Credible. Goodbye.
We're going to have to bang in the post show.